more people here.
Not necessarily. Anyway, welcome. Here we are. It's Agile Ventures EuroAsia Scrum, and it's and we've got Vineet and
Yes.
Alfredo and myself. Thomas is not joining us. Just telling him no worries. So here we are. Welcome, Vineet. I hope that you can hear us. Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good stuff. And I can hear you very well. I can hear you and Alfredo very well. Great. Welcome to both of you. Just checking on the old Agile Ventures front. We usually start with the stand-up. My report is but I always go off grid on the weekend. But we had a series of successful stand-ups on Thursday and Friday, getting people hooked up with Pivotal Tracker and practicing voting for stories and so on, which is an important part of the Agile process. Yeah, no, it sounds like I think maybe one or two stand-ups will run over the weekend. I haven't really completely caught up with all of the messages, but things basically seem under control. Going to release the next week of every one or two next week. There was lots of nice pull requests for the local support projects over the weekend, which I've started reviewing. Yeah, and AutoGraders meet up for the grading project for the MOOC on Tuesday. So that's nothing particularly blocking me. Let's just sort of check in and we'll do sort of the stand-up. Obviously, you guys are doing the AV1 and 2 course. Vineet, how are things with you? Anything blocking you in the course? Have you been able to watch all the videos and things?
Yes, I'm still a little behind on some of the sections on the extra videos, the optional videos, which I intend watching, but I haven't been able to watch the whole lot.
Okay.
But yeah, at the moment, really looking forward to this.
Excellent, wonderful. Alfred and Jose is your first name. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Everything going okay with the course for you so far?
And yes, this is a replay of the first course, of the SAS course, and there are new things. I have not watched all the videos. All the classic videos I have watched yet. The additional ones are longer.
Yeah, no, and they're optional. Don't feel you have to watch those. The longer ones are kind of there as an example. If you're interested. And really, I think the best learning comes from taking part in activities like this and Agile Ventures.
Yes, I suppose so.
Yeah. Great stuff. And Raul has joined us. Hey, Raul, how are things with you?
Morning, Sam. How are you doing?
Not bad at all. Yeah, you have a good weekend?
Yeah, very awesome one. Yesterday we had a Scrum meeting with one of the students. And with a group of students. So yeah. Went well. I was invited some people that people contracted both.
Great. Yeah. Thanks so much for doing that. You've got quite a lot of background noise.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute myself for now.
Hey, yeah, no problem. Well, we'll just go ahead and do the voting thing for Vineet and Jose. Yeah. So now Vineet and Jose, I don't know if you watched any of the videos from the previous things and like how this all works, but I'll take you through it, and please do ask if you need more explanation. I'm going to put my screen share up here, and so here we go. So the assignment that this week or last week rather is about just sort of taking part in this sort of voting process where we look at a project in Pivotal Tracker. So this is kind of our biggest project in Agile Ventures. We've got the Harrow Community Network. It's been running for a couple of years. It's a medium-sized Rails project that's a directory of charities and non-profits in Northwest London in the UK. And we have weekly meetings with the clients, and we've had developers from all around the world contribute to this project, pairing online through Agile Ventures. So we manage this distributed team of developers through the Pivotal Tracker. And so you can see the different boards here, the current board. These are the elements that we're currently working on. There are chores with the little cog symbol. There's features with the star, bugs or problems, the little bug symbol. So that's what's currently being worked on. We've got the backlog here of things that we might need to be working on going forward. That are certainly what we tend to do is these are in priority order from the client. The client has said, yeah, we'll work on this next, and has given us input on these things. And then we have this icebox, which is like a big mix of other stuff that could be done, might need to be done, all sorts of things. Anyway, but so I don't need to. I assume I don't need to explain any more about Pivotal Tracker, Vineet and Jose, because you've kind of, you've at least seen Pivotal Tracker. You get the general idea here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent. So on Thursday and Friday, we voted on various stories. There was 2 here in the Icebox we voted on Thursday. We started on this one on Friday, and there's another story here that I think, ideally all of the stories in the backlog should be voted on. So this is the one we voted on last thing on Friday, which is about allowing the administrator of the site to edit the email contents. So there's certain automated things in the site. I think I can just find one that they're basically notifications. Let's have a look. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, found one here. Yeah, so this is the kind of email that the site will send out. It might be a bit small to read. I'll just see there. So this is kind of an invitation email that gets sent out. So dear colleague, so Voluntary Action Harrow, that's the name of the client in partnership with us. That's AutoVentures, is doing this, and you can kind of accept the invitation and visit the thing. And so basically there are a number of situations where the administrator might be inviting new users into the system. They might be trying to get them to update their password. Who knows? The kind of email things that get sent out by websites. Now, at the moment, so we have this, the Rails email framework handles this, and we have that text, is hard-coded just into, ERB templates and so on. So when there needs to be a change to it, at the moment, the client says to us, oh, look, that needs to be updated, and we have to the engineers have to do that manually. Now, this feature that we're looking at here, for example, this one that we voted on Friday, was about allowing the admin to edit the email contents. To see it kind of to take the engineers out of the step and give more control to the administrator. So we voted on that one, and we gave that 2 points because editing the email contents would mean creating some kind of database, support for that, where you're doing these 1, 2, and 3 point stories. Where if it's touching the database, if you're doing new stuff in the database, really, then tends to be a 2. We've got this other story which is related, which is even, which is sort of actually I produced. I broke the story up into 2 pieces. So we have this one for allowing them to edit the email contents, but there's one allowing them to view the email contents before saving. And I thought we might just vote on this story. The first question to ask, in particular to Vineet and Jose, is: does that all make sense? Do you have any questions about this story or about the website or anything at all?
Well, for me, the question is that the previous story already exists. So I have another story where someone writes this email before I review the email.
I'm not sure that I understand. I'll just show you another thing here. I'll show you part of the interface where.
Okay.
So we have the admin, for example, might well be in this situation. So this is organizations that we have in the system that don't have users, and so at the moment, the admin can select and then click invite, and as a result, one of these emails will go out, right? So the admin at the moment has no control, and what we're sort of proposing, and whether it would be kind of in this area, I'm just going to grab. Whether it would be an email editor kind of appears here, right, somehow embedded in the web page, or there's some sort of like email templates thing in the admin options that allows the admin to go and edit the emails. We basically want to give control to the administrator to change those emails without having to ask an engineer to do it. And so, yeah, the thing that we've already voted on is allowing that, how complicated it would be to allow the admin to edit those emails, which are currently, just text files. We would need to use the database. But I realize that there's a simpler step, which is the step of just allowing the admin to simply view the email. So, and I think it's often easier to sort of slice these things into, and rather than trying to build the full functionality, it would still be useful for, the admin using this site to just even have a static, like down here, to have a static representation of the email, like what it would look like. So even if they couldn't change it, that would still be useful in terms of them knowing what was going to be sent out. And so that's what I'm sort of proposing we might just vote on now. And of course, you guys are not particularly involved in the project, and this is more just an exercise to practice voting in a distributed environment. But I was going to propose that we voted on this, adding the simpler functionality, which we might do first, of just allowing the admin to view the email rather than to edit the email. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Cool. Okay. Right. And so that you've just seen there. That's the critical process before we get ready to vote. Is in order to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and then what we'll do, and I'll put the link to the story into the Slack here, the one we're going to vote on. Voting on this. And so what you need to do is think about, for this story, is it going to be simple, medium, or complex? And the rule of thumb is simple is kind of, just a simple change to a view with only using existing database material or existing other stuff. 2 being, we're actually going to have to change the database or maybe use a new gem. And then 3 being more complex. There's changing the database and using a new gem and other stuff and an external API and who knows. So what we'll do is if you all type, but don't press return, just if you type in whether you think this is a 1, 2, or 3, into the distributed team, AV102 distributed team Slack channel, and then I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, go, and when I say go, we're all going to press return together and see what our vote was. So 3, 2, did you have a question, Vineet?
Yeah. Actually, just wanted to check beforehand, is the content of this email already stored in the database?
It's currently stored in a flat file, so it's in a ERB file. So it's not in the database at the moment. But to add it to the view, I don't think it has to be in the database. You can still have it from a file and pull it into the view. But so I wouldn't say that in order to get this done, we would have to add it to the database. I think we can still just display it from a flat file.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we're ready, then if we all type but don't press return into the Slack channel. So then we're going to go 3, 2, 1, go, and we'll all vote together. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, and that's wonderful. Woohoo! Yeah! We have unanimity, which is makes it simple. If we didn't have unanimity, if one of us had voted a different number, then that would have been an opportunity to explore and discuss. Hopefully, for not too long. It's important to wrap these things up relatively quickly. But the importance of this is not that we have to get it perfect, but it's more about providing a framework where we can quickly expose if we have different assumptions about what needs to be done. And over time, if we were working together in an ongoing aspect as a team, then we get better and better at estimating this, and that would allow, so there I put that down onto one point there, and that would allow, see now, because we've pointed this, now Pivotal Tracker is predicting that this would be ready by 28th of December based upon the current rate of work that we have within the local support project. So this is part of the agile process of saying, for these, and I think we have 4-week sprints here, that's right. We're basically, at the moment, we're able to do maybe 3 points. Our current velocity is maybe 3 per sprint, and we've got 4-week sprints here. And so, as a result, we're able to predict what's going on. Of course, in this situation with the open source project, and it's lots of volunteers all around the world, it's it's less predictable. But I think that this is it's particularly useful in a full-time distributed situation where people are working to deadlines and so on. There we go. Yeah. Any questions about any of that?
No, the process is very clear.
Yes, it's really clear.
Excellent. Well, what I'll do is I'll just paste the YouTube link to this video session has gone into the Slack channel there. So you've got, that's the YouTube link, and then that's the link to the Pivotal Tracker story, which any of these Pivotal Tracker stories, you can just go to. There's this little anchor symbol here. It's not an anchor, it's a chain just below the story in order to get that. But yes, so that's the 2 things that you need to complete your submission. Well done. I think you're all finished for week, is it week 2 and ready for week 3 coming up very soon.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Excellent. All right, I've got to run off to my next stand-up. Guys, thanks so much for spending time with us, and maybe see you later on during the week.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye for now.